Here's the English translation of the discourse from the Supreme Being of Pluto. The discourse of the Supreme Being of Pluto. Let's listen to the teachings on the essence of meditation from the Supreme Being of Pluto, conveyed through an audio message for the people of Earth. These are simple words, yet they offer a practical path that requires wisdom to see the Dharma and nature. This guidance is perfectly suited for working amidst chaos. October 10, 1998, at Khao Kala, Nakhon Sawan Province. Mr. Apachat Sir, would you kindly teach us the correct way to meditate? Supreme Being, oh, here we go again with this science. Let me tell you, when I came to your human world, I observed closely. I am one who has practiced meditation. To say, sufficiently, isn't quite right, because I've been doing it for a long, long time. Therefore, the meditation techniques you have learned and the concepts you've had for practicing meditation, the 40 methods taught by the Buddha, these are indeed ways to practice meditation, according to the predispositions of your minds. But in the popular notion of meditation, or rather, the popular notion of meditation practice, the popular notion among practitioners of Dharma is that good meditation requires the ability to extract consciousness, thextian, or see things that ordinary eyes cannot. So, people focus on and practice according to these popular notions. There is some benefit, but it's very little. And just think, people practice meditation for 10 or 20 years and still can't extract consciousness. Then, with the little time remaining, if you practice meditation in such a way, will it yield results? You need to think about that. I will tell you the secret of meditation practice, which is the core point, the essence. Let me tell you, do you see it? That round thing. When you shoot an arrow or throw a dart, you call it a target, right? Look, it has circles. An outer circle, circle 1, circle 2, circle 3, circle 4, circle 5, and then it reaches a small point in the very center. Therefore, when you throw, you want to hit the center point, right? That's called being most accurate, most excellent, right? If anyone hits the bullseye. So, which technique do you want me to teach? The technique of hitting the outer circles, or the technique of hitting the core? The center, please. The center, then. Good. If I teach it, don't go back to the technique of hitting the outer circles, okay? Understand? Once you learn about the core, stick to the core. Therefore, the core, what I'm about to teach about the core of meditation, listen carefully. What is the core? I'm not teaching the core of meditation itself, because meditation must follow the mind, the predisposition of each person. It's not just one thing. There are many. But the core technique is the technique of reducing, letting go, giving up. Do you understand? What you have, reduce, let go, give up. In truth, when you're traveling and carrying baggage, it's easier to put down the baggage to lighten yourself than it is to pick up more baggage, isn't it? But now, what is the popular notion among those who practice Dharma? The core of practicing Dharma is to reduce, let go, and give up. But you practice Dharma and feel you must carry the burden of divine eyes, divine ears, or the burden of flying and walking through the air, or the burden of having some knowledge, seeing this and that. Why must you carry these burdens? If you don't see them, no one will criticize you. Therefore, the core of Dharma practice is to reduce what you have, the defilements you have. Can you reduce them? Can you let go of them? Can you give up the attachments you have? Can you stop practicing wrongly in terms of precepts and Dharma? With these 3 methods, you will be liberated easily. If you sit and reflect on the truth, I'm using the wisdom of this body that reads Jataka stories. Therefore, I will tell you an example. There was a woman. You may have read this. Anyone who has read the Tripitaka or Jataka stories. A woman who had a husband and 2 children. Her husband was bitten by a snake and died. Then her 2 children also died, one by drowning and one carried off by an eagle. What was her name? Who can answer? Mr. Wairoi Patakara. Look at the mental state of that person. Her husband had just died, and her 2 children. Her mind could barely bear it, right? Therefore, she went mad. This madness means a temporary loss of self-awareness, like what your fellow humans will experience in the future. A temporary loss of self-awareness, not permanent insanity. In that state of mind, do you think she had concentration? No, she didn't have concentration. She was out of her mind, thinking of her children, thinking of her husband, disheveled, entering the monastery where the Buddha was presiding. When the Buddha extended his barami to help her calm down, that person, in that moment, only had enough mindfulness to be aware of herself. Could she have practiced concentration, attained jhana, or seen this and that, or flown and walked through the air? She couldn't. She was barely able to maintain her own mindfulness. But what the Buddha gave her, what was that? It was a reminder to her mindfulness, bestowing the barami of wisdom upon her, teaching her the Dharma to make her recollect, with his perfect wisdom that perfectly matched her mental state. Therefore, what did that person achieve? She attained arahantship instantly. Can that be a fluke? Arahantship cannot be a fluke. But it came about because that person aimed directly at the core. The Buddha taught her the core, which precisely matched what she wanted to know, through his supreme wisdom. Therefore, what do you want? You want the core, right? Therefore, attaining enlightenment doesn't require expertise in meditation. That's another matter. But what was attained in the time when the Buddha came to teach was the use of wisdom to contemplate and to practice according to that contemplated wisdom. Practicing genuinely will show results in no time. Therefore, what that person attained, was it attained through wisdom? Yes, because she had the wisdom to know that, these are not my children, my husband is not mine, myself is not mine. Thus, she attained arahantship. If a person practices meditation, enters jhana, and goes to the Brahma world, you don't know that you yourselves have been in the Brahma world before you were reborn here. And if you practice meditation, enter jhana in the Brahma world, why go back to square one? I want you to reflect for a moment. Why would you practice meditation for expertise and just return to the Brahma world, going back to square one? Aren't you tired of this cycle of rebirth? Therefore, it is wisdom only. Now, there are many who point the way to wisdom, many true knowers who point the way to wisdom. Such wisdom is hard to find. But meditation practice is easy to find. It exists in the Brahmin religion as well. Therefore, current practice should emphasize wisdom. Developing patience and building merit is secondary, ranked number 2. If you have wisdom but no patience to support it, you won't reach your destination, because it requires a lot of patience. And for cultivating the mind, for those whose mental disposition aligns with a particular meditation method, whether it's rising and falling, Yubanks Funganks breathing in and out, or focusing on something, whatever it may be. When you practice meditation, use wisdom to consider, is the meditation I am practicing for the tranquility of the mind, so that I may have a calm mind and contemplate the Dharma of the Buddha, for the attainment of Dharma, reducing and letting go of defilements? This is how we should think, my dear ones. That is what is called meditation as the core. But if you practice meditation with a dark, strained face, concentrating on kasina, concentrating again and again, even witch doctors can extract consciousness and converse. Their concentration is better than yours. If you aim for meditation that hits the outer target, those witch doctors, their concentration is skillful. They concentrate so much that they can leave their bodies. But what are they lacking? They lack wisdom. Their meditation leads them to the deepest hell. Why? Because they have concentration but no wisdom. Therefore, You must save yourselves first with wisdom, combined with meditation. Only then will it be meditation that is the core. Therefore, whenever you meditate, all of you, keep this in mind. I only ask for tranquility. I do not ask to see aliens in meditation. I do not ask for divine eyes. No, I do not ask to see various spirits. If such seeing occurs, it is a secondary effect, a blessing, so let it be. But your true intention must only be to wish for the tranquility of the mind. Meditation, that is the bullseye, the core. Look at the target in your archery, there's only a tiny spot to win the jackpot. I've advised you, I've told you, reduce, let go, give up. Reducing, letting go, giving up is actually easy. But what you are doing something difficult. You have to find more things to add. It's like finding a magnifying glass to put on. The meditation you're thinking of now is like putting on another pair of glasses, adding more weight. Even worse, you might find binoculars and add more weight to them. Sigh. That's the popular notion of meditation. But those who practice reducing, letting go, giving up with wisdom will have the benefits of meditation with a stable mind, such as seeing spiritual realms and having divine sight. These are secondary effects of meditation. Therefore, intention and secondary effects are not the same. If your intention is to practice to see, you're wasting your time. But if your intention is to practice to reduce, let go, give up, and you happen to see in meditation or have divine hearing or sight, those are just incidental benefits of what you will ordinarily gain. Therefore, meditation can be practiced in any way. No method is superior or inferior to another. It depends on your predisposition and the method. You need to consider if breathing in and out is suitable for your disposition. You have to test it with your mind. Some methods make you very sleepy. Some methods make you alert. Walking meditation also works. In truth, for reducing, letting go, giving up, why didn't the Buddha simply prescribe one excellent method for all of you? It's because each person's karma is different. 100 people have 100 different karmas. 100,000 people have 100,000 different karmas. They're not the same. Therefore, the 40 methods of meditation are correct methods. He prescribed them in a general way. Go study them. Those who are very concerned with beauty should contemplate the unattractive aspects, asubha, or reflect on the goodness and unattractiveness of the body. Why did he do this? Reflecting on the unattractiveness of the body is not about entering jhana. But this method is for reducing, letting go, giving up. Do you understand? Therefore, why are there methods of reflecting on the virtues of the Triple Gem, reflecting on the virtues of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, methods of reflecting on Devas, methods of reflecting on the Buddha? These are not methods to enter deep jhana. But they are expedient means to reduce, let go, and give up. Therefore, the Buddha's intention in teaching this method of abandoning defilements is the ultimate essence of all the leaves in the forest, leaving only one method, abandoning defilements. But you say you abandon defilements, yet there's a hidden desire to find tools to abandon defilements. You say, this thing I'm holding is heavy. This baggage is heavy. Instead of putting it down, you try to find tools to lift it up. It's complicated, it's difficult, humans, from what I see. But I can't blame them, because they are learning in a decaying age, do you understand? You are learning the knowledge of a decaying age. Therefore, anyone who learns the wrong knowledge cannot be blamed, because they learned it that way. Therefore, the popular notion of meditation in this current era, I have observed, is mostly based on popular notions. Therefore, what you should do is sit in meditation and listen to Dharma at the same time. Listen to the Dharma of the monk disciples you respect, from various temples. Contemplate the Dharma at the same time. You will gain concentration, patience, and complete wisdom. Therefore, this is what those who have not reached deep concentration should do first. Because in a short time, if you only practice meditation without wisdom, you won't gain much concentration. Because when a catastrophe comes, you might have some level of concentration, but if your children, your spouse, or your relatives pass away, can your concentration remain? No, your concentration will break. But if you have wisdom combined with concentration, wisdom that understands the law of karma, impermanence, suffering, non-self, understands the coming and going of your children's merit, your parents, your spouses, and you contemplate and accept it according to the law of karma, do not resist the flow of karma. Therefore, you will have concentration combined with wisdom. Your sorrow will not be immense, and you will not go crazy. I have taught you, lest you say I didn't teach.